If you're looking for homework, look up Indigo Skyfold, United States Air Force, one of their operations. This is today's footage, and there's some footage from yesterday. Carver 13, SAI, I do not consent.
One that has gained my personal attention is stratospheric aerosol injection, or SAI. A method of seeding the stratosphere with particles that can help reflect the sun's heat in much the same way that volcanic eruptions do. An SAI program could limit global temperature increases, reducing some risks associated with higher temperatures and providing the world economy additional time to transition from fossil fuels. This process is also relatively inexpensive. The National Research Council estimates that a fully deployed SAI program would cost about $10 billion yearly.
He's still going.
This process is also relatively inexpensive. The National Research Council estimates that a fully deployed SAI program would cost about $10 billion yearly. As promising as it may be, moving forward on SAI would also raise a number of challenges for our government and for the international community. On the technical side, greenhouse gas emission reductions would still have to accompany SAI to address other climate change effects, such as ocean acidification, because SAI alone would not remove greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. On the geopolitical side, the technology's potential to alter weather patterns and benefit certain regions of the world at the expense of other regions could trigger sharp opposition by some nations. Others might seize on SAI's benefits and back away from their commitment to carbon dioxide reductions. And as with other breakthrough technologies, global norms and standards are lacking to guide the deployment and implementation of SAI and other geoengineering initiatives.
The aspiration to one day manipulate and even control weather and climate is by no means new. Over the past 100 years or so, there have been various proposals and research projects to this end, especially in military circles. But as global warming sets in and global greenhouse gas emissions continue to rise, plans are indeed afoot to bring the global climate under human control. Geoengineering is a term used to describe large-scale targeted intervention in the Earth's atmosphere, the oceans, and the biosphere. There are two basic directions that technological manipulation of the climate could take. Solar radiation management is the process of reflecting the sun's rays back into space, with the result that the climate heats up less. Carbon dioxide removal removes greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. At this time, none of the relevant technologies actually exist. There are pilot projects for some, but others remain purely theoretical in nature. Their effects, however, could have devastating consequences. Regarding solar radiation management, one technology in particular is the subject of research, so-called stratospheric aerosol injection. This might, for example, involve large numbers of aircraft scattering large quantities of particles, such as sulfur dioxide, into one specific layer of the atmosphere, namely the stratosphere. The particles would then act as a reflective filter, throwing a percentage of solar radiation back into space, and thereby preventing it from heating up the atmosphere in the first place. The objective is thus to artificially cool down the global climate. But what would be the effects on our planet of such a large-scale technological experiment? These could be devastating. It is unlikely that cooling of the planet could be achieved in a uniform way.
Hey, I'd like to thank Jim Lee for that voiceover from his last video, that last 30 seconds. Check that guy out. Great video, you guys. You won't believe it. It's incredible. It's such a great encompassing understanding of geoengineering. You guys need to check out Never Lose Truth.
All of
Incredible
that nice
video.
Pink stuff and those bizarre. What are they? Clouds? Really? Oh, wow. So, this I see often here. That pink stuff floating around up there in our atmosphere, falling down, that we are breathing in. And you can see all of the microwave frequencies right there. The microwave frequencies also dry out the atmosphere, dry up life. Wasn't sure what that was, so I zoomed in. It kind of looked like an odd, scary monster in the sky. But look at all of it. I'm quite sure that that is lithium. You need to detox. You need to detox.
I'd like to thank Never Lose Truth for that great video about the lithium. You guys need to take a look at that. This is Carver 13 saying thanks for watching. Keep your eyes to the sky. We can fight this, but we all have to be aware.